Number three, my parents had me on lockdown, like, all the time. I would never go out. I would never do anything fun for real. Okay, so that wasn't even a thing, okay? So
Hey y'all, editing Callie here. So I just want to say before I even start this story that the person that started this rumor, I didn't even know them for real. Like I only knew them because they were popular. That's the only reason I knew them. I saw them in passing. I didn't talk to them. They didn't know me. Like I don't even understand. This was crazy.
hey, Cali gang. So I'm gonna do a story time today, and this was from my high school days, and let's just say this was an eventful one. Okay, so set the scene. All right, so just a regular day at school. I don't know, when was this? I can't remember if, no, hang on, I'm trying to remember what year it was, if it was my sophomore or junior year that this happened. I want to say, yeah, okay, so it was my sophomore year that the situation happened. Okay, so it was a regular school day like any other, went to first period and everything. I want to say by, what was it? Like midday, everybody was running around the school talking about someone got beat up. And it was one of the popular boys. He was a light-skinned pretty boy with good hair or whatever. We will call him Mac, okay, because he was like one of the Macs of the school. All the girls liked him. You know, textbook pretty boy, light skin, long hair. He could dance. Yeah, that was the thing in the early 2000s. If you were a guy, you were a pretty boy. If you knew how to dance, girls were on you. So everybody's like, oh, Matt got beat up, blah, 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 Matt got beat up. And I would like run around asking like, what happened, blah, 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 because, you know, he was an upperclassman, you know, and he had his extracurriculars he would do outside of school. And back then in the early 2000s, dancing was like a big thing, especially like the underground stuff with dance battles and everything like that. Like that was a big thing. So, you know, from my knowledge, I'm like, oh, well, he probably got into it with somebody, you know, outside of school or whatever. Y'all. Okay, so that is a little bit of a side note to this story. Okay, so just keep that part in mind. Keep that in mind, put it in the back of your head, put a pin in it. We'll come back to that, okay? So I can't believe I never thought about telling this story because it was a very eventful day. Let's just say that. So that whole situation, I can't remember. Yeah, so that situation happened a little bit, I can't remember if that happened before or after the story I'm about to tell you, but that connects with the story I'm about to tell you. So Mac was running around telling everyone that he had your girl in compromising positions. Literally. Like, he told everybody we smashed, we did this, we did that, we were hooking up, what days it was, this and that. And I'm like, and I didn't know. I did not know this at all. Okay, I didn't know this. All right. Or was I a freshman? I don't, okay, so we'll just, for story time's sake, we'll say mid-freshman to junior year, around the time frame, okay? He was telling everybody he smashed me and all of this stuff, not knowing I was in a secret relationship, y'all. I had a whole ass boyfriend at another school. He was older, not that much older, okay? Like, we would have went to high school together, so don't freak out, okay? Don't freak out. But yeah, we were in a secret relationship. Nobody knew we were together except for like a couple people, okay, at the time. And we weren't having sex yet. We were not sexually active, okay? Like, we would make out, hold hands, and cuddle, and watch movies, and fall asleep, and talk for hours. That's all we would do. Because we were gonna get married. Like, that was the plan. He was my high school sweetheart. That's who it was. But anyway, so long story about that. Anyway, it's another story for another time. Nobody knew we were together, okay? A few people knew, but not like the whole school or anything like that. So I didn't know that this rumor was going around about me, number one, okay? I just know people were starting to act funny towards your girl, okay? Like, certain people were acting funny, but the people that really knew me, like, they were like, no, like, girl, no, it's not you. You're not like that, number one. Number two, sex was the farthest thing from my mind at that time. And number three, my parents had me on lockdown, like, all the time. I would never go out. I would never do anything fun for real, okay? So that wasn't even a thing, okay? So the whole rumor is going around, right? I don't know how long the rumor went. You know what I mean? Like, if it happened like on a Monday and then and I got confronted on like a Thursday or Friday or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know when the rumor started, okay? I just know I came home, seemed like a regular high school day in the early 2000s, okay? Just regular day. And my dad comes home and, you know, truth moment, okay, he almost always had a bad attitude when he got home from work, okay? He almost always had a bad attitude. It was like a daily thing. But today his attitude was like worse, you know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, I would catch a vibe, okay? I would catch vibes. I'd read the room, okay? I'd read the room sometimes, all right? I'd catch the grown-up vibe, adult vibe. Like, he's pissed. He is pissed. Like, so I'm like, are you okay? You know, like, because I'm feeling the vibe. I'm okay. And then just cut the conversation and go. I'm like, oh, okay. Next thing I know, after dinner, my dad and stepmother call me in their room. Close the door behind you. And that's how you know some shit's about to go down. Something's about to go down. They're about to ask something, like, something's happening. All right, something's happening. There's, something's about to go down. All right. So my ass, I don't think anything of it at first because they call me in their room for all kind of stuff. Like, one time my stepmom called me in the room to get the remote from the other side of the room. She was like, I'm too comfortable. Can you just get it? So you call me from my room on the other side of the house to come get your remote. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, they would always call me in their room, so I never thought anything of it, right? But when they say close the door behind you, in the back of my head, my anxiety triggers and my PTSD triggers. And I'm like, oh shit, I start like breathing heavy, like my heart starts racing. I feel like I'm sweating on the inside, but like I feel like I'm on fire on the inside, but like sweating on the outside, you know what I mean? So, shut the door behind you, blah, blah, blah. Someone told me that you were the last, what was it? Okay, so really quick, just a side note added. My parents got divorced when I was a very young age, so throughout most of my life, I would go from moms to dads, back and forth. He was like, I can't remember if it was my mom, my stepmom or my dad that asked me. I can't really remember, honestly, but my mom didn't ask me. She never brought it up, and I asked her about it. Side note, again, I'm sorry. But yeah, I asked her about it. She was like, yeah, look, I know you. I know you're not that type. Like, I know you're smart, you're responsible, you have a good head on your shoulders. That's not you. So I knew not to even ask you or say anything because I know you. And that's the kind of relationship me and my mom had, like, and we still do. Like, we're very close. Because, she'd always keep it real with me. But, yeah, so I can't remember who tried to confront me, if it was my stepmom or my dad. But it got to the point where, before that, I called my boyfriend at the time. No, okay, so sorry. That conversation happened after. So they were confronting me, and I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Like, no, I would never do that. And then my stepmom got in my face and was like yelling at me, like, just tell us the truth if you did it, blah, blah, blah. Just going in on me. Basically like, oh, if you ever get pregnant, don't ever think about coming home, this and that. Like, you know, like doing extras, okay? Because doing extras for me for no reason, because I wasn't even that type. All right, I wasn't even that type. But yeah, so I got back in her face because I knew I wasn't fucking nobody. I was in a committed relationship, but nobody knew that. You know, like, I knew I wasn't having sex. So I'm like, you know what? Since you guys don't want to believe me and y'all feel some kind of way, take me to the doctor tomorrow and they can check me. Take me to the doctor right now. And that cut the entire conversation. The entire argument was done. It was fucking done after that. It was done. They're like, well, everything that they were saying just seems so believable, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but I'm not that kind of person. I don't sneak around. I wasn't a liar back then. Like, I didn't do none of that when it came to my parents. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do none of that. But yeah, so once I told them that cut the whole conversation. Okay, that cut it. Because they knew, like, okay, so if she's lying, she's not gonna be like, take me to the doctor right now. You know, if anything, I'd be like, no, don't take me to the doctor, you know. No, I was like, fine, let's go to the doctor right now. Let's go tomorrow. I'll skip school. Let's go to the doctor. They could check me and you'll see. I was still a virgin, okay? I did not become active until I was like 17 and a half. And I was literally about to graduate within weeks. So it's like, and I was in a committed relationship. We were together for, I want to say like 2.5, 3 years by then, you know? So, I mean, your girl was not giving it out for fun, okay? I was not having random hookups after school. I was not the one getting 16 impregnated, okay? Because there was a couple 16 impregnates at my school, and that was crazy to see, okay? One of the girls I went to school with, she got all the way up until like 7 or 8 months, then they forced her to stay at home because she was so big. But, you know, not talking no stuff. I mean, you know, if that's what you're comfortable doing at that time of your life, that's what you're comfortable doing, you know. But, like, for me growing up, my parents always drilled it in my head, like, if you come home pregnant under the age of 18 and not married, you're, like, dead to us, basically. Even though I never did anything crazy like that, I left that up to my siblings, and they act like they were just the best kids ever, but they treat me like I'm just the worst. So I'm the black sheep of the family, and I wear that shit with pride. Do you know why? Because I'm the realist, and they can't handle it, and that's okay. That's okay. It is what it is, you know? But yeah, so after I got confronted by my stepmom and my dad, well, actually, you know what? Yeah, after that, I ran to my room, of course, emotionally and cry. I called my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, my parents, the rumor got back to, someone was saying that they had sex with me, and I don't know who it is. I don't know what's going on. My parents confronted me, but I bit back. I told them, well, let's go to the doctors because I'm not having sex, you know? And it was so crazy because small city, small town things, okay? So, long story short, the guy I was seeing knew the guy that was talking about me, right? Y'all, was so funny. So, that situation I talked about at the beginning of the video, take the pen out, bring it back. My dude beat him up. That's why nobody told me what was going on, what happened, or anything. Like, nobody told me anything when everyone was like, oh, Matt got beat up. He got beat up so bad, his lip is busted, this and that. I'm like, what happened? Why? What happened? Nobody would tell me anything. Everybody would always change the subject. They would look the other way. They would don't worry about it. I'm sure it's whatever. It's just guy stuff. Let's just go be on our girly stuff. You know what I mean? And then, like, that was it. So I never really thought anything of it. Y'all, 10 years, like, I swear, like, 10 years later, I'm talking with the guy I was dating at the time because we were still together. Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 years later. And he was like, no, I did that. I beat him up because he was telling everyone he fucked you and he didn't fuck you because I wasn't even fucking you. We weren't fucking yet. Like, it was so funny. Like, seriously. Oh my God. But yeah, the rumor got back to my parents and they actually believed it. That's the fucked up part about the situation. The fucked up part, okay? That's the fucked up part. How are you gonna take a rumor from teenagers at high school in the early 2000s that I'm sure went through like 50 ears and 50 lips before it got to the parents? First of all, how did the parents even get in the loop? Okay, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. How did the parents get in the loop? Like, were the parents eavesdropping on, like, their teens' conversations? Were the teens telling their parents? Like, I don't understand. Like, how did it get back to the parents? What high school rumor gets back to parents? Like, unless it was, like, a rape or death or, like, you know, like, something crazy like that. But a high school hookup rumor getting back to parents? What are the odds of that? Like, what are the freaking odds of that? Okay, like, yeah, but yeah, so long story short, guys, stop lying on your penises. Stop. Okay, it's not cute, it's not attractive. You think you're making yourself look cool or whatever, but it's not. You look dumb, because at the end of the day, the truth is always going to come out. And I'm so happy, like, at that moment, I had the guts and the balls to be like, okay, well, since you guys don't believe me, let's go to the doctor. Because I know myself, I know what I do. I was not doing that. Like, I was, like, on, not really, like, house arrest, but, like, I was on lockdown, like, most of my life. Most of my life, I was on lockdown. Not by choice, because that's just how my parents were. Well, my dad and stepmom were. My mom, she was a little bit like that, but she was a little bit more lenient. Like, she understood, like, she's like, yeah, I know, I understand, you're a teenager, you're going through this, your body's changing, blah, blah, blah. Like, she was just more honest and more real with me about things. She kept me on lockdown, but not, like, as bad, you know? But yeah, so that was the story of how a rumor at my high school that was not true got back to my parents, and they did not believe me. I can't believe they didn't believe me. Out of everything in life, and you're supposed to know your kids, and you raise them, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if you know us so well, or if you know me so well, why are you questioning me? If I'm such a good kid, if I'm such this, and I have such a good head on my shoulders, why are you questioning me? Why are you questioning me? And I never gave them, like, any hinkling or a hint to that I was doing that. Okay? And then it's just crazy because whenever becoming sexually active, like, the topic would come up, they would just automatically zip to, like, the worst scenario situation, like, anything and everything. Like, you're gonna get pregnant, you're gonna get an STD, like, off top, like, just the worst. But yeah, that shit was crazy. I still can't believe to this day that my well, not really my parents, my dad and stepmom believed a rumor at a high school over me. Over me. Like, that's messed up, and it's crazy all at the same time. But at the same time, how'd the rumor get back to the parents? That's what I want to know. Let me know in the comments if that ever happened to you guys. Has a rumor ever gotten back to your hometown or gotten back to someone you didn't think it would get back to? Let me know the situation. If you've been in this situation before, let me know. If you guys enjoyed the story time, I'll definitely be posting more story times. And I hope you guys liked it. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know if it has to when I post, and kept up to date on content. Please make sure to double check and make sure you have the bell notification all the way covered for all notifications, because YouTube has been unsubscribing me and I haven't been getting notifications for some of my favorite YouTubers. And it's funny, it's just really weird. YouTube be tripping. Alright, YouTube be tripping. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Stay safe and blessed, Cali gang. Bye.